Hello and welcome. This is D to the R. This is Movie Nights. Hope everyone had a great weekend. And in tonight's episode, I have a science fiction masterpiece, an absolute classic of a film. And I'm sure most science fiction lovers will have watched this film probably more times than they can remember. So it is without further ado, I bring to you tonight's film. The 1968 Planet of the Apes, starring Charlton Heston and Rodney McDowall, is tonight's feature that I will be reviewing and talking a little bit about. An absolute masterpiece of a science fiction film, and really looking forward to doing it. I've not saw the film for some time, to be fair. It's been a fair few years, but it'll be good to give it a rewatch and do a little bit of commentary and talk a little bit about what's going on in the film. Hope everyone enjoys, and I look forward to doing it. So this is the opening screen. Just getting ready to press play. I like how the picture changes. So here we go. Right at the very beginning of the film, there's a Charlton Heston sat there, and obviously we can see the crew members in their little sleeping pods, and there's a voiceover explaining what is going on, and they're just about to go into hypersleep for the long journey ahead. And I think that's where things take a turn for the worst. So he's just said that they're travelling at nearly the speed of light, and they've been in the space shuttle for just over 6 months. So on Earth, he says over 700 years would have passed, and we all know what went on during that time. So yes, they are quite some distance into the future. So they're just waking up from the hypersleep, and there's Charlton Heston. He looks like he's had a bit of a rough night, but unfortunately one of the ship members didn't make it. As you can see, there's a crack in her glass, so unfortunately she's aged rather dramatically. There is a shot of the spacecraft that has landed in the water, and the water has just burst in through the door and started to flood the compartments here. And I've got to say, that is a great aerial shot from the helicopter that I believe they would have used to fly around the space shuttle. And as you can see there's lines. I wonder if that was from the boat. Making it safely out the boat, the three are now on a dinghy heading inland through this rocky, almost like cavern area, and trying to find out exactly where they are. So just been said to him that the clock read that they've been away from Earth for just over 2,000 years, and he made a comment about his little grey sideburns. Now in search of finding land. Look at that scenery. A lot of music as well, quite eerie. It adds a lot more of an effect to the actual film. I forgot how good the music was, the soundtrack. But yes, I'm enjoying it so far, and it's only just started. There's still a lot more left to go. Just got to the bit where they're sliding down the large embankment. I wonder if that's actually a stuntman or Charlton Heston himself, because that is quite a steep embankment I'm sliding down. And this is a view from the cameraman's point of view, so the cameraman must have come down as well, because there is one person there. There's another just there, just behind, and this would be from Charlton Heston's point of view, so he would be where the camera is. As you can see, it's quite a steep incline going down. I've noticed that Charlton Heston's character is very to the point. There's no beating around the bush. It is what it is, and we've just got to carry on, like it all lump it kind of attitude. I've never really noticed that before, but when you stop and you actually watch it, you pick up on these little things. So they've just found the first sign of vegetation in the form of a plant. But this is going to give them a lot more help, as for the last how long they've been traipsing through the desert, thinking that everything was completely dust and rock. Another thing I noticed as well, he's smoking a cigar. Now when they was in the spaceship, I don't actually get it on film, but he's actually smoking a cigar in the spaceship as well. Now that's something you don't see, so you can tell that when this was made, smoking was the in thing to do, whereas now everyone knows it's no good for you, and not many people, well, you're not allowed to smoke indoors or anything really. Now this wonderful shot, the sun setting, and you can see the sun glare off the camera just there, and just walking through over the rocks. Start to see a bit more vegetation now. I think that's absolutely incredible shot there. I don't think the camera does it much justice, to be fair. So they've just encountered these scarecrow type structures meant to keep away people. It's kind of like a scare tactic. I'm not sure who put those there. I don't know if it was the apes or the other humans. So now they've just discovered this waterfall and water, and things are starting to get a little bit more interesting. Here you can just see in the distance the humans have run off with the clothes, as they've been taking a little swim in the water, and here we discover that the human race, or what they believe to be humanoid people, still survived, because they don't actually believe they're still on Earth. They think this is a distant planet, light years in the future. So there's just been a loud growl from the trees, and everyone was quiet, and they all stopped doing what they was doing. And there's a bit of a look of concern on poor Charlton Heston's face, and obviously they all know what's coming, so they've all made a run for it. But the three astronauts here haven't got a clue what's about to unfold. And as you can just see these sticks whipping through the corn as the humans try and make a break for it. And we've just got this shot of horses' hooves appearing, and you can just make out there a figure, and there's a shot of Charlton Heston making a run for it, as the apes there on the horses have just opened fire. And there we get our first look at the apes on horseback, gathering up the humans. I think this is the first time Charlton Heston sees it as well. There's a better shot, that classic image. And poor Charlton actually don't know what to make of it. That's not actually a very good shot of him, to be fair. And there we have Charlton Heston just been shot in the neck by one of the apes trying to escape. So they're just loading Charlton Heston into the back of the cage. You look at these costumes though, they look quite thick. It must have been absolutely roasting for the actors in them costumes, because it looks like it's quite warm weather. Obviously it looks like it was shot somewhere like California or somewhere, but these people in these costumes must have been boiling. So there's Charlton Heston, and I'm not sure what her name is. It slipped my mind, but she calls him Bright Eyes. That was his nickname. So that is Dr. Cornelius, I believe played by Roddy McDowall, and I'm trying to get him, who is intent on destroying the humans, to believe that Charlton Heston's character is a bit more civilised than the other humans have catched, but he's not having any of it. So the orangutan had spotted what Charlton Heston's character had written here and decided to scribble through it. So there was no evidence, and then he's been dragged off for fighting in the cage. I think this is where they hit him with the hose pipe and completely soak him. And it's getting interesting now. My favourite part is yet to come though. So he stole the paper and the pen and then ripped that, but the guard ape attacked him, but she just saw what he wrote. So now she knows that he is not the average human that they bring in when captured. So he just knocked out one of the apes and is now escaping, and it is building up to one of the most iconic moments of the film, I find. Now he's kicking off for Charlton Heston. He's just trying to scurry through and escape the apes. He's just knocked that ape off his horse with a big stick, and I don't know what that one's doing there, but there's a lot of carnage taking place here, and they've just grabbed him around the neck. It looks like some kind of bleed, and as you can tell, bit of great acting there, being choked. And this is the classic scene, take your hands off me, you damn dirty ape. And now they know he can talk, and they're quite shocked. And there's an outer shot. Now I did find out that all this here was actually built, it was all outdoors, and there's a place in America you can go, I don't know, it's all been knocked down now, but there was still remnants of the rubble of the actual ape village. This was all built outdoors, and so this was all shot in an outdoor kind of makeshift studio. Now at the moment these orangutans have put Bright Eyes on trial, and they're now going to fetch the remainder of the humans they caught, because he claims that he had two companions with him. Although one was killed, there's the other companion that they're going to have a look for. Now he just found his friend, and he's had some trauma to the head, looks like a horseshoe. So he is no longer able to communicate. Well, only thing I've learned from watching the court case is the orangutans are definitely corrupt and will not hear anything other than that the human is guilty and needs to be destroyed. And these two poor souls are looking at being exiled from the group, the way it's going. And these three are definitely corrupt, especially that one. He's more corrupt than any of them. So, to save his life and to stop him from being operated on, they've broke him out, and obviously Nova as well. And they're now all fugitives on the run. So now they've gone in search and also on the run, and are travelling. Again, some beautiful scenery. I'm not sure where they're going at the minute. I think they're just roaming aimlessly. I know they've gone back into the Forbidden Zone. So Cornelius has brought him to the dig site that he'd gone to previously, and he's found information that is going to show Charlton Heston's character Taylor and hopefully give him a bit more explanation on what went on and what the apes are scared of Charlton Heston's character that can talk. And now trouble's come. The law is here. They've just proved in the cave that that doll can now talk, which proves that the humans was there before the apes, which is quite interesting. The Dr. Zaius, the orangutan, not very impressed by it. He's tried to disprove it, but unfortunately the doll spoke, and he does not look very happy about it, to be fair. So Charlton Heston is about to make a break for it, and again to another iconic moment in the film. Now we've just got to this iconic part of the film towards the end. So he's just realised that he's actually on Earth, and he's not on a distant planet somewhere in the outer reaches of the galaxy. And there is the iconic shot of the Statue of Liberty, and there is Charlton Heston's character. So that was the end of the Planet of the Apes film from 1968, and quick run through. I didn't talk about every little aspect of the film, just parts of it. If you've not watched the film, I do highly recommend it. Obviously it's nowhere near as good as the remakes graphic wise, but for its era of 1968, I believe, the film is for me a timeless classic, and I really did enjoy rewatching it and going through and just talking about and explaining what was going on in the film, and just enjoying it for what it is, a true science fiction classic. So I hope you've all enjoyed, and like I say, I do highly recommend the film. There is quite a few films. I think there's around 5 in total, maybe 6. And so yes, it is well worth, even if you just watch the original, it is well worth the watch. So thank you all, and I shall see you again soon. I hope you've all enjoyed.